it's intense. It's really intense. You get in better shape than it's just this level below boot camp.
I suppose.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Silent breed is people! One morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
E.T. Phone home.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We'll talk sports. We got a lot of sports to talk about, but we got to do some cleanup work in aisle 9 real quick. I would like to say thank you today to KWLM. They are our 10th radio station that picked us up. They start with us today. I couldn't be happier. I thank them for trusting in this program and all of this. So there's some work we'll get out of the way. You were gone for a weekend. I don't know if anybody noticed. Sorry, John, you covered really well. Compliment one guy, rip the other. You're gone for a Battle of the Bansky thing. How did we do?
Drum Corps International. Yes, my son's corps, the Reading Buccaneers. They won their class with an all-time high score. They broke records, so yeah, that was
wow.
And it's a big deal. They do it actually at the Colts Stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, every year.
All-time high
score. And how many teams in your division? And then, I mean, you buy a ticket and you're like there all day long. Is it? I guess I'm imagining it's the high school, state tournament for football, but with bands. And the next one comes on, and then Double A comes in, and then the Triple A's after that. Really? Okay.
Yep. So there were, I think, 17 or 18 in his class.
Okay.
In his group's class, and there's like.
Well, we can stop using that term now because you guys outclassed them all. Ooh,
oh yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Did that myself. Where are the drummers when you need them? I need a drummer here. Okay. So how many days then? I mean, you're a week there? How many days were you down there?
We did one. We actually went to go see one competition in Pennsylvania, the first weekend, and then we had our own time to drive across from Reading, PA, over to Indianapolis. Stopped in Gettysburg and Hershey. Stopped in Gettysburg for two very different experiences, and and then over to Indianapolis. It was fun.
All right, fair enough. And now, the beginning of the season? I don't know what marching band season. The end of the season.
This is the very end of the season this is what they call it is the marching music's major leagues. I got to say it in that voice because that's the way they say it.
Knows, radio announcers do things. Okay,
it's basically I think of it almost kind of like how college baseball players have their summer leagues.
Okay.
This is kind of that, except it's the summer league is the higher level.
So here's a question: Does your son get NIL money or not?
Yeah, we could use him on the program. Oh,
boy, I wish. Or
is he? I've heard rumors that he might be traded to Kansas for a tuba to be named later. Is that?
Don't say Kansas. Oh my God!
Are they our rival? I have no idea. Well, that's
Missouri and Kansas are like.
But it's a marching band thing, though, right? No, so they all have the same uniform. Or if I paid for his NIL money, would he wear the Al Travis logo? Could I get him wearing that? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No. This is what's. I'm going to get something for my NIL money, buddy. I'm not just going to give him
there's no NIL money, unfortunately. I wish there was. No, I actually have to.
There should be musician athletes. That's what we need.
Yeah, we have to pay. We have to pay for this. Now, for the college marching band, he actually does get a little bit of money. They do get some money and
off of scholarships or something.
But now he still has to pay for course credits. But that's. But at least they get some money for doing some of the extra events, and there's a lot of extra events. Yeah. So
All right, fair enough. Keep us posted. I have known nothing about this whole side of the world until now, so we'll learn as we go. I don't know. You guys are the last ones to do this sort of thing. I'd like to be on top of it. I think it's time to ask people to get back on the bandwagon with your Minnesota Twins. I don't know. I'm looking at 2 out of 3 against Detroit, 2 out of 3 against Kansas City. We're going to whoop up on a little New York Yankee butt today. How do you not get on with these kids, boys? Other than that, there's like no chance. But do you not join this?
Luke. It's we're going to start hearing that here any moment now. It's if we haven't already. So
what? This could not have been a part of the plan. This has got to be nothing more than a bunch of kids saying, "This is my one shot. Hit the ball hard. Let's roll."
Yeah. Because other than guys like Keishel, all the guys are just freshly up from the minors, and Keishel kind of is because they only had a week in the majors.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are, hey, let's throw them out there and see if we have some 8th reliever for next year. That's really all they're there for.
But we're winning. John, he's so negative. Dan is always negative on these Twins.
No.
I'm on the bandwagon. I'm this close to jumping back.
No, I think
what I'm saying is they got nothing to lose. They got They got nothing. It's like they have no expectations.
that's exactly what I was saying on Friday. They can play loose.
Well, loose. Let me just throw this out. They're looking for that guy, Kershaw. You get at him. He another home run, walk-off winner, the dinger. He's just another guy. How many of we traipse through here are going to be the next guy, and they haven't been? The kid I like, Ryan Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
708 games in the minors leagues from 0 to whatever. Gets his first at-bat and dings a homer. And I'm thinking, there we go. A kid who worked himself up. Wait a minute. He's 31. Even if this guy is great at baseball, we're not signing him to any kind of contract. He's 31 to get in. Good for him, but you can't jump. Who's buying the Fitzgerald jersey?
Yeah, he's a career minor leaguer. He was in the Royals system last year. I think the Twins are like his sixth team to be in their minor league system for. But they got maybe that's the idea of since you're still going to be piecing a team together next year.
Yeah.
Maybe you got a utility guy. I don't know, but you're right, probably not. But this is what a story to be able to tell, though. Man.
The rest of his life, I had the one hit, I got the homer. But is there any truth to it, John? And if you look closely, if you watch on TV, they're not even stitching these guys' names on the jersey. They look like stick-on letters. Is that true that they're not even going to waste jerseys on these kids?
Well, there's probably a probationary period where you got to play.
Don't let the glue set.
You have to appear in 7 games before we make this permanent.
Oh, yeah, it's just not good. Well, then, if you're the shirt sales guy now at the Twins, what do you got? Oh, that was yesterday's jersey. That's no good anymore. We swapped him out for Herschel. Like, how do you keep up as the jersey sales guy?
Yeah, they must be going nuts down there with, printing those things. Because you've got to have all the different types of uniforms, right?
In all the ugly colors.
I got to get to to a game out there so I can go see the Twins shop out there because they always have the clearance racks of the play. Like you can get, for a couple of years you could find a Louis Arise jersey in the clearance rack, and now it's like the whole store has got to be clearance rack.
We never assign you guys jobs. Go to a Twins game for me, please. And go and talk to those guys and ask them to talk you through how do they decide what to sell or who to sell, and just find out. Give us some behind that would be wonderful. Can you do that?
I need the micro and I need the phone. Hello, Dan King with the Al Travis Show. Can I ask you a
quick question? We got to go to break. There was some interesting. Well, first, before I do, we've just won 2 of our last 2 series. New York at New York. We're listing 2 pitchers, Matthews and Ryan. Do we win any of these guys, or is this new kid thing done? They get to play in New York.
I'll put my money on those 2 horses. 3.
Yeah. All right. 2 out of 3. Dan, you're going the same.
I'm gonna say 1, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong and hope it's more. But
that's more realistic. Thanks, John, for drinking the Homer juice. We'll be back after this. Speaking of homers, did you watch that game with the Minnesota Vikings this weekend? Oh wow! We'll talk after this.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
Think about it. Now that school's out for the summer, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
As in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
Well, ESPN, they came out with their power rankings before this season and ranked Minnesota 11th after Detroit and Green Bay. Did you see us coming? Did you see what happened on my TV? By the way, it was on TV on Fox. We're having a problem with that, John. It was on TV. And I need your guys' gut feel. I'm going to throw it out there. I thought J.J. McCarthy looked tentative. Now, first game, want to make sure your legs are going to hang. I don't think that's necessarily a shocker. I think he played well, but he looked tentative. Thoughts, Dan, John? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't know that I would. I would say he looked fine. It was kind of not. It wasn't the oh my God, look what we've got sort of moment that everyone was hoping for, but it also wasn't he fumbled 3 snaps and kept throwing the ball the wrong way, and he was competent, which is what they were looking for. But I did see some tentativeness. I would say we should be optimistic just based upon the fact that he seems to be at least passing the initial smell test.
Agreed. John, you with me on this? You in on this? Because I've got another brilliant thought after this. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good analysis. He did fine. No major gaffes. Obviously he's still learning stuff they're throwing at him because every play they'll analyze it, and McConnell will do his little magic in his ear. And plus he wasn't playing behind a lot of the guys who will be starters for him, but I thought the scramble was nice. Okay.
Yep.
You want to highlight for him. Yeah, it was good.
All right. Let me throw the quarterback controversy at you, though. I thought Brett Ripon looked like crap, and Max Bromer looked like a guy, or Brosner, wanted to be on this team. Max did fantastic. Minnesota boy, give it to him. I don't care. The controversy is who's third and fourth quarterback. I think Max wins that. Come on, it was a local boy. Everybody's cheering, and he made everything we wanted. Tell me I'm wrong. Anybody, John? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
He definitely made a case for himself to stay in the running. So we'll see that by how much he plays in these next couple of games. If he gets some significant time and he doesn't make any big gaffes, yeah, he could end up like number 3.
Okay. Dan, your thoughts? Is that a brilliant thought that there's quarterback controversy in Minnesota for the third string?
I think it's nothing like pro football for the third string quarterback controversy. He's going to be lighting up the airwaves, but it is. Yeah. But when it's a local, it's a homegrown guy, and that, so I'm going to actually go out and say, just what I hear how much, man, O'Connell seems to just love this guy.
Yeah.
I can't call him kid because he's what is he as a rookie?
65. He had played for 12 years for the Gophers or something. It was amazing.
I'm going to go out on a limb and I say he makes the team. It might be taxi squad. It might be. No. It might be taxi squad, but I think he's going to end up breaking camp with on some kind of roster with the Vikings.
And I get it. We didn't have our big line, and quarterbacks were swapping out all over the place. But we did lose Rondell Moore on a kickoff or a punt, and I'm getting concerned. And here's my concern: Jordan Addison is out for at least 3 games because of the suspension. Moore is out now. We don't know how long. We'll find out today. Justin Jefferson, of course, on the sidelines. There's nothing going on when the entire first half they're promoting that JJ will talk to us in the third quarter. What does he got to say? And they're joking. Fine, it was horrible television, but he never once said how long he's going to be out. If his little hammy thing is more than we know, we're already down to our 4th and 5th string receivers for JJ to start with. Am I getting a little crazy here? We already lost one tight end too, and Hawk didn't play. Thoughts, Dan?
No, I mean Jackson made the one really nice catch.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think we should be very concerned about the depth and wide receiver. And these first several games, it might be more than depth.
No. Well, and you don't want to, John, you do not want to start because you're out a bunch of players for the first. Well, our excuse is we're 0-3 because we can't start 0-3.
Nope.
So what do? Do you bring others in? Do we just rest these guys? Are we going to play them next weekend? Come on.
That's well, I imagine they're not going to play JJ much, but they wouldn't have played him much even if he was healthy, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to risk an injury like what we saw happen there. And he knows the schemes and he knows the routines. So my hope is they're being kind of coy, just keeping quiet about him. But if nothing comes out after week 2, I'll really start getting nervous. I'm not too nervous right now. I think he'll be okay because we got, 3 weeks before he really has to get out there on the field.
Yeah, we have New England.
Addison is gone. Now, maybe they go out and they pick up some guy off a wire or some cut from camp just to sign a guy to a short term.
Mm-hmm.
So you got an extra set of legs there. They could do that.
Yeah.
They could do that.
We'll have to see. Yeah, we have New England this Saturday at noon. Then Friday, it's a Friday evening game with CBS against Tennessee, but then you're off for 2 weeks before we get to the Bears. So there's some time to heal up a little bit. Just real quick, if we can, your Minnesota Lynx continue to crush it. They are now 6.5 games ahead of anybody else in the women's division. It's our year, isn't it?
They're winning without fee. They're winning without fee.
Yeah.
Arguably the best player in the league and possibly the MVP. Hopefully the injury won't kill her MVP chances, but what a team.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Dan, any thoughts on it? I got 30 seconds. They're not losing.
They're not doubling up with their opponents anymore. Come on, what's the problem?
Yeah. Really, isn't that it? Yeah, they lose their best player. Now they don't win by double digits. We got to fly, though. John and I talked about, Dan, you're going to miss out. We did talk about the sex toy incidences of the last couple weekends. There were none this weekend. we'll get back on top of that as soon as we hear of any others. We haven't then. So
I
you're
heard
out,
of something thrown at the band competition, though, Al.
What?
Look into that.
But I think there's one of them batons. I don't know. We got to fly. Out of time. John, Dan, the guys at the end of the bench on the Al Travis Show.
If it's your turn to host